What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gamechanger, the podcast that sees every obstacle as an opportunity for growth. Thank you guys so much for all the positive feedback. Today, I have a very special guest. I'm your host, Kayla, and I'm sitting here with someone who loves country music, all things hospitality, all things country food. Please welcome our beautiful Belle.
Hey, y'all.
How are you?
I'm really good. I'm so excited to be here with you. I've been waiting for this.
I'm so excited you're here too. We have you have the best personality. I am so excited to dive deep into conversation with you. Just start and to let our audience know kind of who you are a little bit. What about country and the genre resonates with you?
Yeah, so I grew up in Kentucky. I was always kind of the black sheep of the family, and I used to actually hate everything country. I hated country music. I couldn't wait to get out of the country. I was very much small town, big dreams. I'm gonna escape to the city and find myself. But then once I actually did that, I missed everything about the country so bad. I grew up on that music. I have so many memories of my mom playing that music in the house, eating that food growing up. It also is where I learned to sing. It's where I learned to dance. It's where it cultivated my talent in a really in a way that has been unique to me and has helped me gain success because it's unique to me, you know?
Yeah.
Just growing up there and leaving, and then I love the stars, the sunsets, just being connected to nature and being connected to family and being connected to things outside of our everyday
go
yeah, is really what brings me back to myself, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Well, I heard you sprinkle in there that you sing and dance. So you're a singer. So is your genre, would you express it in the country way, or have you found your own sound as you got and adjusted to how you like?
It's definitely inspired by country. I grew up singing Dolly Parton, Sugarland, Shania Twain, but I always say that Dolly Parton and Whitney Houston and Beyonce taught me how to sing, and Black people founded country music. So I really found strength in their voices, and they really brought that dream out of me, and just singing their music growing up definitely influenced my own voice. I never had vocal lessons growing up until I went to college for musical theater.
Okay.
But I just sang every Beyonce song under the sun and tried to hit the notes that she hit. And I credit a lot of that to that time of my life, because I was just driving down back roads wailing Beyonce. And and same with I grew up line dancing. I grew up being outside and just being barefoot in the dirt and the grass and twirling around. And a lot of that has come back to me as an adult and definitely helped me shape. I think that I draw inspiration from a lot of different genres. I'm definitely not it's only country.
Yeah.
Country or nothing.
Yeah.
I think a well-rounded person takes things from every aspect and every genre and every culture of life. And
absolutely.
I'm a student at heart. I'm a sponge. I love to soak it all up. But there's something about that part of me that really just warms my whole entire body, and I feel it everywhere, and it makes me feel really nostalgic, which I love that feeling.
No, I can resonate with that. I grew up in a very small town, cornfields, down in southern Illinois. But driving down the back roads, you don't get sunsets out here in the city. You don't have that quiet, just to stay in your own head, in your own voice,
with your thoughts,
with your own self, not worried about what's going on outside or what's around you. I honestly hated, I won't use that word, but country's not my first pick, but being around where I was, with all the the American flags on the back of the trucks. And, I'm like, I just don't resonate with that. But it is such a core part of your hometown,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely, like, there are horrible parts to it. I could never raise my kids in a red state, like if I were to have kids one day or blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a lot of things that make me angry about it too, but like that's where the feeling, that's where my passion comes from. That's what keeps me like alive as a human. And I think that the most change comes from, like, I could easily write it off and never go back, but if I didn't go back and have those hard conversations with those people that I know truly have like good hearts at the end of the day, or like if I didn't have those conversations with them, nobody else would. And that's how the real change is made, you know, is by finding each other at that human level. And I think that a lot of times when you're in a space where you're alone with your own thoughts and you're forced to think of those things and you're forced to talk to people and you're forced to connect with them, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, wait, I actually,
it's hard,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, what was that like frustrating thing for you? Or what was something that you can share with us that kind of like angered you?
I think, what we're all thinking, the politics.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are set in their ways and they are scared of change. And, a lot of people who I grew up loving and really connecting to never left and have never seen anything but that small town that we grew up in. And it's really hard to, take your mind places it's never been if you haven't gone there and if you've never challenged yourself in that way. And that's why I didn't stay in the country, but I bring it with me wherever I go.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Of course. Thank you for asking.
Of course. I want to kind of like switch up gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you done the Country Thunder Music Festival?
No.
Have you done that? Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, and I think I've had a couple of friends go, but I need to get more into festival. It's like so weird because I'm such a music person.
Yeah.
But I have not gotten into festival culture. Like
really?
That's like one mark that I missed somehow. But tell me more about it. Have you gone?
I have not been. No, I'm not a country gal like that. No, but I hear it's like the place of all places for country music. Versus probably all other ones too. But going back to like how you listened to Beyonce, was she just like your statement piece for you, or was there another artist that kind of like drove you into more of your music scene?
Yeah, it was definitely Beyonce and Dolly Parton. Okay. For sure, are like the roots in the tree. And then there's other branches that have come from that. But yeah, my mom, the first concert, I feel like this describes me really well as a person from like an old memory, is that the very first concert that my mom ever took me to was John Bon Jovi, and I was 9 years old with like a bunch of 40-year-old women being like, yeah, Bon Jovi. And then the next concert that we went to was like Carrie Underwood in Sugarland, and we were like crying and like, like hugging each other and swaying around. And like, I feel like that kind of is my two aesthetics, like and that's why I love Miley Cyrus so much.
I was going to say, you're giving like old Miley Cyrus right now.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to give. So thank you.
You're doing it. By the way, your outfit, like, is it a set? Is it two-piece? Like, what is it?
Yes, it is a set. It's from Jaded London. Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I paired it with cowboy boots.
Of course.
But yeah,
you're in slippers.
You look so cozy and cute. I just want to like hold you and rock you.
I loved like the Miley and the Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yes.
And then I never even knew Dolly was her aunt or his godmother.
Her godmother. Yeah. Did you watch Hannah Montana growing up?
Of course I did. Like seriously, it was one of my favorite shows. And Zach and Cody, we won't get into
all that. Yeah, this is another topic. But yeah, no, Miley Cyrus is a huge inspiration to me, and I'm sure you can relate. Growing up in a small town, there's nothing to do, so you get yourself in a shit ton of trouble, and then you figure out, who you are. It kind of forces you to figure out who you are because, again, you're alone with your thoughts.
Yeah.
you grow up really fast in the country, I feel like.
You really do.
And she's kind of had those like blips in her career where we're like, whoa, girl. Or like she's had so many versions of herself. Like she had the rocker era, the bangers era, the country era, like, and I think she is, obviously she's country at her core because of her roots and everything, but I find a lot of inspiration in her, and I relate to her a lot because she's like,
she's just everyone. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I feel the same way. It's like I have the things that make me feel really warm, but I want it all,
Right.
I'm selfish. I'm greedy.
Yeah. Well, I just said this the other day, like every experience, every person that you meet is like you're picking up a piece of yourself within those, and I feel like that's what we all are. We all, of course, if we don't expand outside of that, we need to push people to do that. But, the people that know is that, okay, I thought I was this way, but I really liked what she did or she said. Maybe I'll incorporate that into myself, and I feel like that's exactly what we saw with her too.
Yes.
She was just entering all these eras.
We grew up with her.
Yeah.
Like we saw her figure herself out, and I love that,
Well, diving into you a little bit, I know you've been telling me all about you, but this is the Game Changer. Was there a memorable experience or anything that, made you shift your life's perspective as a whole?
Oh gosh.
I'll give you a little time to think about that.
I'm like, there's so many. Yeah, so when I moved to the city, that was like that whole first 2 years was a big learning journey about myself. It was the first time I had like really, other than going to college, like really permanently left home and like did it all on my own. I used to be a bartender, and I worked like every single day, 17 hours, which is like literally illegal, but 17-hour shifts with an hour break in between, doubles every day, saved up $10,000 and moved to the city because that was like the only way it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And went through a lot of shit those 2 years, like figured out a lot about myself, but there was one distinct moment I started go-go dancing. And I feel like that was a really big shift for me because I was surrounded by really powerful, talented, smart, beautiful women who had all been through like unbelievable shit. And that was just like a really, there was one moment when we were in the dressing room getting ready for work, and we were all like, that was my favorite part, is like getting glam with the girls. And I was talking about, the things that I wanted to do with my career and the things that I wanted to do with my life, and like the guilt that I felt, leaving home and leaving my grandparents and, just like doing my own thing. And she said to me, the girls that I go dance with said, think about all the people who are doing similar things in your life and how proud you are of them and how much grace you would give them. Like, why can't you extend that same grace to yourself? And that was like, I think that changed my life, honestly. Yeah. When she asked me that question, like it really hit me. And I was like, why? I don't give any grace to myself. Like why can't I? The grace, I never judge these other girls. I never judge these other people. I never think about them. So like, why can't, in a negative way like that? And like, why can't I give that grace to myself as well? And I think that was like a pivotal moment where I started living my life completely different after that and gave myself a lot more grace, which was good.
She needs like a hug right now.
I know, I should send her flowers.
No, send her flowers, an edible arrangement, anything. Like that was really good advice. Because it is very true. Like I'm such a person that's like, why are you judging them? Or live and let live, and it's like, but you don't allow yourself to live. And you're holding guilt and you're feeling bad or you're being too much of a people pleaser or something. So how have you like changed up I've only known you for so long, but the experience I've had knowing you has been nothing less of beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Same, seriously.
I'm glad that that's impacted you very positively.
Yeah. I feel like I just started taking more risks with myself, and trusting my judgment. Like, I feel like I used to not be able to make a decision. I used to not trust my judgment. I've been betrayed a lot, and I feel like that really messed up trusting my own judgment and like because it wasn't about like them betraying me. It was about me having a vision of them, or thinking of, or knowing of who they are, and me being wrong. So like that was me not trusting my own brain. So I feel like I started trusting my brain again, trusting my decision, trusting my judgment, taking risks, just like freaking going for it and not feeling bad about it and seeing what happens. I feel like that's what the journey I'm on right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's been working out for you.
It really has, which I'm like, did I crack the code? Or we'll see. Watch like a big lightning strike come down
from us this whole time.
I know. Where are the cameras?
Where'd that come from? Yeah.
But yeah, life is good right now too, which is really amazing to say, because I feel like we don't do that often.
Yeah. How many times do you wake up in the morning and say, yeah, today's gonna be a good day?
Things are working out right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride that way.
Ride it out, yeah.
But life's a roller coaster, up and downs. I'm sure the universe has something in store for me to knock me off this pedestal I'm thriving on right now.
Don't say that. We don't speak that energy.
You're right. It's gonna continue going great.
Speaking of great, if you can put your perfect day combining Southern Belle, who you are, country music, Southern living, what would that look like from start to finish?
These are such good questions. First of all, I'm like, I'm gonna go home and journal after this.
Please do. I tell everyone to journal. I'm like, get your pen and paper out.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, perfect day. I hate to admit it, but I'm not a morning person, so I'd sleep in just a little bit, nothing too crazy, like 10 a.m.
Okay.
Roll out of bed, have a nice matcha limeade or something, and maybe some eggs, or like, I don't know, nice little breakfast. And then spend some time with myself, get connected for the day. Probably go to hot yoga. I love hot yoga. Sweat it all out. Then I would love to, be surrounded by my loved ones, maybe by a body of water, the lake, the ocean. I'll take anything. I love being in water. Being submerged in water is when I'm my happiest.
Mermaid vibes.
Yeah.
Southern mermaid vibes. Yeah,
Southern mermaid vibes for sure. But yeah, be around my loved ones, maybe have like a cookout on the lake or something, with some good food, good friends, the water, good weather. And just spend all day outside.
And what's the food we're grilling? Because I'm coming.
Yeah, you are coming. Okay, you know what? I am having a crawfish broil and you're invited. So put that on your calendar. It's happening this summer.
You heard it, guys.
I can't wait. I've been telling all my city friends, I'm like, you're coming to the broil. But I'm a pescatarian, so probably like some seafood, some shrimp, some zucchini, lots of vegetables. I have to have the appetizers, the snacks, the dips. I'm a sweet tooth, so we'll have like,
you sold me at seafood and sweet tooth. Like,
everything you can imagine. If it's my perfect day, all the faves are there. Everything's there. Buffet on the lake.
There's no budget.
No budget. Perfect day. And just spend all day outside, and then go home, put on some trash TV, and snuggle up with my animals and go to bed.
That sounds beautiful. That will happen for you. I hope that happens for you every weekend.
I know, that's a staple, honestly.
Yeah, that's a staple, and I cannot wait to join your broil.
Yeah, be looking for the invite. It's gonna be great. Yeah. It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna play games outside, throw the potatoes and the seafood on the table, and dig in and laugh and giggle and have a great time.
Yay, fantastic. Awesome. Well, I do have one last question, and it's probably the most important one.
Oh, shoot.
Can you make this free throw?
I think I can. Yeah.
Okay. And I do have one more question after this. Okay. Woo! Yes.
Voila.
Hell yeah, girl.
Top collar.
Top collar.
50-inch.
She made it, so that means it was a successful podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I want to have fun really quick.
Okay, let's do it.
Can we finish off the rest of this podcast in an accent?
Let's do it, girl.
I want to hear your accent. I want you to just go off on whatever.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
On the spot. You're like Martha or whatever the fuck.
I'm like trying to think. I should have a monologue ready for this. I don't know why this isn't in my book. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today on Game Changer. It's been such a pleasure. I've loved every minute. And of course, we have to give all of our flowers to our beautiful host, Kayla. Let's hear it for Kayla. Insert the cheering.
Oh, let's hear it. Am I doing it okay?
You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. Just act like there's like you're chewing something in your mouth and
you do it way better.
You're keeping it in there.
You do it way better than I can.
I like yours. Yours is kind of like my old Aunt Susie. Like yours has a little bit of maturity in it.
My old aunt. What, am I really that? All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming. This has been an awesome interview. Thank you so much to my Southern beautiful Belle.
Bye, y'all.